Mr. Chairman, you can address us.
Well, a World Press Conference addressed by Barrister Julius Abure, National Chairman, Labour Party, on the 18th day of May 2023 at the National Secretariat of our party. It has become imperative for me to address this press conference to properly put the legal issues surrounding the leadership of the party in their proper perspective. It is pertinent to state categorically and clearly that the Labour Party has no faction in the party. Labour Party has only one leadership, and that leadership is the National Working Committee that is led by me, Barrister Julius Abure. Recall that some few members of the National Working Committee boggled themselves into the office and appointed themselves, precisely 4 of them, as officers of the party, acting upon a restraining court order, an ex parte order granted by the FCT High Court. A careful look at the originating summons, which is pending before the High Court of the FCT, the suspended deputy chairman of the party, Apapa Lamidi Bashiru, and his cohorts were asking the courts that upon granting their reliefs in the final judgment, to direct NEC to appoint interim national officers for the party. Out of their own desperation, they are no longer patient enough to wait for the outcome of the final judgment, but employed self-help and appointed themselves as national officers of the party. However, our objection to the court's jurisdiction was overruled by Justice J. Moazu of the FCT High Court on the 12th of May 2023. On the same day, we filed a notice of appeal. And then on Wednesday, 17th May, the appeal was entered at the Court of Appeal. And the appeal number is CA ABJ CV /559/2023. We have also filed our appellant brief of argument, which has been served on the courts, on the trial courts. By necessary implication, the FCT High Court in Maitama ceases to have jurisdiction over the matter, having successfully filed our notice of appeal, transmitted records, and also filed a motion for stay of proceedings in the FCT High Court. The matter is now on the course list of the Court of Appeal, and so what the High Court judge is expected to do in the circumstance is to adjourn the matter sine die. It is worthy of note that in 2021, in the case of Suleiman against APC, reported in Nigeria Weekly Law Report 2023, the Supreme Court overturned the decision of this same Justice Moazu, who wrongly assumed jurisdiction in the case involving the APC in the same circumstances, in the same manner. His decision was jettisoned by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. You can avail yourself of that law report and see the details of it. This report, no doubt, was communicated to the judge for him to be well guided in this same matter. However, surprisingly, he went ahead and also assumed jurisdiction on this matter. However, having appealed and filed a motion of stay and all other processes, and since the lower court is now seized with jurisdiction on the matter, I and my colleagues, earlier restrained by the FCT High Court, have now assumed our constitutional duty as national officers of the party. And from henceforth, we shall continue our good work, which we have been doing for the party and for the nation. We have maintained severally, and we wish to put on record, without sounding immodest here, that under my leadership, the party have been taken from grass to grace. We have elevated the status of this party. We have made it the #1 opposition party in Nigeria. Since the history of this party, this is the first time under my watch, under my leadership, that we will have a sitting governor, or that we'll be having the governor that will be sworn in, 35 House of Rep members, 8 senators, and all others are coming. We have succeeded in redefining the political landscape in the country. The 2023 general election was a different election altogether. And it's as a result of the participation of Labour Party, and it's as a result of the quality and qualitative leadership that this National Working Committee under my leadership have provided. Before the 2023 general election, there was no fundamental difference between all other political parties. Hence, Nigerians didn't have alternative. But with the coming on stream of the Labour Party under our leadership, Nigerians saw an alternative opposition political party. And I'm sure that's why all progressive Nigerians, all right-thinking Nigerians, all those who meant well for the country, no doubt, supported the Labour Party to victory in the last election. When we started the battle for the 2023 general election, people laughed at us that we were just 4 people tweeting from a room. They described Labour Party as a party that had no structure. Even with all the manipulation of the results, with all the rigging of the results, the result declared by INEC showed clearly that in the presidential election, we won 12 states clearly, and PDP won 12 states clearly, and APC had 13 states. It has never happened in the political history of Nigeria, and that happened under my watch. And therefore, today, I and my colleagues that attained that feat have bounced back to continue the good work that we are doing. I want to use this opportunity to reassure Nigerians that we will not be discouraged by the actions of detractors. We have put our hands on the plow to liberate Nigeria and ensure that there's a better Nigeria. This leadership of Labour Party, and indeed the leadership of our party, is totally committed to the well-being and welfare of Nigerians. And we shall continue to pursue that good work. In fact, we will not rest on our oars until victory is ascertained. And therefore, every element of distraction we will put behind us and continue our good work. I want to conclude this address once more by appreciating the media for your wonderful work, for reporting us correctly, with the exception of 1 or 2, which you all know. And you know, even among the 12, we had Judas. So in as much as we had majority of journalists working and doing very great job for us, it wasn't surprising that we had 1 or 2 who also didn't report us very well or accurately. So I appreciate all of you for your support. The battle to liberate the country is not a one-man affair. It's not a Labour Party matter alone. We are all suffering the mismanagement, the bad governance that we found ourselves over the years. And it takes collaborative efforts. It takes collective efforts to rescue the country and reposition it for greatness. For us in Labour Party, we are committed to this. And we also want to appeal to you in the media to also play your own part, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to say that we have a country that we can call our own. We truly have a country that will work for the people. As we speak today, because of the poor, clueless, and irresponsible leadership that we've had over the years, Nigeria is not working for Nigerians. And this is what the Labour Party and its leadership seek to change. And we therefore will be needing the collaboration of all Nigerians, including the media. And therefore, whatever challenges we encounter in this quest of struggle for the liberation of the people, we appeal to the media to be with us, stand by us, and ensure that we are reported correctly. To give the National Secretary 2 minutes to speak on 1 or 2 from the media briefing carried out by Apapa today. Thank you and God bless you. Just go ahead.
The national chairman and member of the National Working Committee and so member of the NEC, gentlemen of the press, thank you very much. You have heard from our amiable national chairman, and Labour Party is one, and there is no faction. Those people who are dreaming, their dream has already died. It is very imperative to note that the Apapa person was on the air this morning, particularly on Arise TV and Channels TV, stating that Labour Party is regionalized, particularly the leadership. I don't know why he got that assertion, but for the purpose of clarity, when you look at the campaign council as inaugurated by our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, the campaign council was chaired by a northerner, AIG Zarewa, and the deputy campaign council was Alhaji Maitama, and the chief spokesperson of the campaign council is Dr. Tanko Yunusa. And I, speaking to you here, my name is Alhaji Umar Farouk, I'm from Kaduna State. I'm the national secretary of the party. And for the records, to afresh the memory of people like Apapa, when we are in this country trying to achieve the hard fight of the Muslim ticket, these guys are on trying to bring something when Nigerians have already outgrown that. Nigerians have already grown from religious sentiment, from regional, from ethnic century. See, the youth have come out and spoken. We want a united Nigeria. So people, that is why all those people, Muslim, Christian, Southerners, Hausas, they are all united and they are supporting Peter Obi under the platform of So for someone to come and started trying to bring sentiment, he has forgotten the deputy national chairman is Ladelia from Plateau State, from Borno State. You understand? National women leader from Gombe State. A national vice chairman again from Kebbi State, one of our national vice chairman, Alhaji Umaru from Kebbi State. So what are we talking about regionalization or religious aspect of this? These guys are trying to work on the sentiment of Nigeria to cause havoc. They have already done enough, and we are calling on all Nigerians to forget about them, because they are working for their fair master. Their fair master have not, they do not take it well with the perceived, success on the Muslim ticket that they have brought to Nigeria in order to divide us, and they are still trying to hunt on the well-meaning and peaceful, loving, obedient that have voted diligently, religiously, and unbiasedly to vote for Peter Obi. We are going for our mandate, and we are peacefully going to continue to pursue our mandate in the legal, all legal way possible. We are in the tribunal, and we hope that Nigerians and the judiciary are on trial, and we wish and we hope and we pray that the Nigerian judiciary will do the right thing, and the justice will take its natural course. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chairman, please.
Well, let me appreciate you again once more for these questions. Well, I need to put it on record clearly that Labour Party was not the only political party that was visited by Senator Apapa, and by Senator Apapa and his colleagues. I'm aware that it was a general routine to visit all other political parties, and I'm sure that they have visited over 4 or 5 or 6. They have visited all other political parties. I'm aware that today they have visited NNPP, and they have been moving around all other political parties. And they felt that they should also come and visit with us and consult with us. For me, even though we belong to different political parties, if an opposition political party says he's coming to visit you, it's natural that you must listen to what they are coming to say. And so we oblige them the opportunity of visiting the office, wherein they solicited our support for the position of the Senate President. And we made it abundantly clear that the responsibility to appoint Senate President is that of the legislators. I'm not a senator, I'm only a party chairman. It is the responsibility of those elected as senators or those elected in the House of Representatives who have the responsibility to appoint or elect those who should lead them at that level. And I have always maintained that the Senate or the House of Representatives is a house of equals. And so when the leadership is appointed, he becomes first amongst equal. And so our answer was simple, that yes, we appreciate that you visited us. There's nothing wrong in collaboration, but the responsibility of electing those who should pilot the affairs of the Senate rise squarely with the members elect. And so we enjoined them that they should go round. We encourage them to continue to do what they are doing and move around their colleagues. And if their colleagues are satisfied with their performance, of course, it becomes their business. So for us, there was nothing unusual about it. And I want to say it clearly here that no money was given. And of course, I expect that you should know Apapa and Co. as at now, because you are journalists, you are always on the field. They have given you a lot of information which I know that you have checked. I know that they are false information. They are people who are hungry, I can say so categorically. There are people who have been paid, if for nothing else, even for the successes we have recorded in this party. Like I said in my previous briefing, where we have taken this party to, no other leadership of the party have been able to achieve this. So if they are truly members of the party, even with the achievement we have achieved, I think we do not deserve the current ranklings that we have. And so that will show you clearly that they are not truly members of the party. You can say that Nigerians are happy with the development in the party. I have restrained myself from making comments on social media, from talking to the press, since that restraining order. Even though I didn't believe in it, even though I believe that the judge acted outside his jurisdiction, even though I had an order from Benin High Court, which was first, because my own case was filed first in Benin, and that order came the same day. My own suit predates their own. I have every reason not to obey that order. But I decided to, as a lawyer and a law-abiding citizen, and for somebody who also believed that we want to be role models to others, I decided to restrain myself. I didn't make comment. But you can see how they have taken the laws into their hand. Let us even agree without conceding that there was a restraining order. Did that restraining order say they should go and take over the leadership of the party? The order didn't say they should go and take over the leadership of the party. There are procedures, constitutional procedures, entrenched in the constitution as to how you can become leaders of the party. I mean, it's not, we are not in Motor Park, where in those days they overthrow and take over leadership by force. We are not in the military barrack. That one now is not even popular anymore. It's no longer fashionable, where you overthrow and use gun and cutlass to take over leadership of an organization. And so it's very clear. You trace their history. And of course, Apapa was a member of National Union of Petroleum and Tanker Drivers Union, where their history is to overthrow governments. So having dealt with this, no money exchange hands, that the rumor about money that was peddled by Apapa and Co. should be disregarded. Yes, well, immediately we concluded from the courts. I left with Peter Obi immediately. I was not in the court. I only, just as you also saw in the social media. That's how I also saw in the social media that he was being questioned for his action. For me, I see it as, you see, there is always a day of reckoning. And for every of our action, we account for it. It's only in Nigeria here impunity holds sway. And so, angry Nigerians, as was rightly reported, a lot of journalists were there, you were all present, and you saw what transpired. The report I read was that angry Nigerians who were not happy with the role they are playing in the Labour Party and with the mandate that is freely given to our presidential candidate were those who heard him to question it. And I was in there. I didn't mobilize anybody. I went to court quietly. Even when they didn't want me to announce my appearance, I left there quietly and came back to the office. So I think Apapa should go and atone for his sin to Nigerians, and then sober reflect on his behavior and have a rethink and apologize to Nigerians instead of blaming others. He should blame himself for his own misfortune. He's responsible for his misfortune, and he should take responsibility for his action. And my advice to him as an elderly person is I think that for his age, he's too old for the business that he has been given to do. So I advise him passionately as an elderly person, as I will advise my elder brother, that he should have a rethink, he should have a sober reflection and tell his paymasters that this assignment, he's too old for this assignment. That is my advice to him as an elder brother. So it's not true that we mobilize people to. We don't do that. We are very civil. We don't even have talks in Labour Party. We are very civil people here, as you can see. And you've been here severally. Journalists have been here severally, and I'm sure that you've never seen talks in my office. And therefore, so where could we have found them? So, internal wranglings, well, it's a normal thing in political parties to have wranglings. PDP have their own, APC have their own, all other parties have their own. Why this one is, however, different and is taking this dimension is because some people have been paid to carry out certain assignments. And that is why this one is appearing to look different. So I'm expecting that, like I've advised, they should go and tell their paymasters that they are in the wrong environment, and therefore should have a rethink. And we are ready to forgive them. If they repent from their sins genuinely, we are ready to forgive them and give them soft landing. Thank you and God bless you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the National Working Committee, members of the National